Well, here I am, allowing myself to be fully seen again. So thank you for watching, and thank you for being here. So today I wanted to share a little story. I love to tell stories, especially about cacao. So I want to share my first experience with drinking cacao, and it was in personal ceremony. I had been called already by the spirit of cacao. However, this was, gosh, 13 years ago now. And so not many people were sharing cacao at the time. So I had to be patient and wait for the right opportunity. And I was blessed to find a plant medicine teacher who also had been called by cacao. She'd worked with many other plant medicines. And she was sharing a virtual class. And I signed up right away. And she shared, guided meditations and playlists and teachings. And then she also sent us this beautiful little package. And in this package was my first bar of cacao from Guatemala, from Keys Cacao. There's another part of the story I'll tell in another video about that. But it arrived, and so I sat in personal ceremony, drank the cacao, and immediately was broken open. And I had really not cried like that for a very long time because I had shut that down. I had said to myself, I remember the day, the moment that I said to stop crying. This was when I was very young, about 7 or 8 years old. And of course, I cried at weddings and I cried during movies, but this was a different kind of crying. And I just released and released and released and was sobbing and rocking myself and so just letting go of the emotional burden I had been carrying for so many years. And then I, exhausted, after about an hour or so, I just fell over and curled up and felt a presence with me. And it was the presence of what I call the cacao spirit. Every plant medicine, every plant has an energy, a consciousness, a spirit associated with it. And I felt this presence. And it was so loving, so unconditionally loving and supportive and compassionate. And I felt that presence and I felt that presence entering my body. And I felt my heart contracting. And I was so surprised. And I tend to, I'm a little precocious when I'm, connecting, right, to these other energies. And so I asked a question. I said, why are you holding on so tightly to my heart? And she said, I'm not the one holding on. You are. And it was such a revelation for me. Wow. I was so hungry for this unconditional love because I had rarely felt it in my life, that I was holding on to it. And so then she said, you can let go. I will always be with you. And so I did. And she always has. She is always present for me, always available to me. And I continue to work, with cacao and in a daily practice and drink cacao so that I can maintain that connection and deepen it and expand it within me until I got to a place where I didn't need to drink cacao every day because I was able to maintain that connection within myself. So, and then what I was able to share with others was, because I felt unconditional love for myself, embodied, I felt it. I knew what it felt like finally I was able to share it with others. And so I showed up differently. I was love most of the time. So I just knew what was possible. This is what Cacao allowed for me to receive. Once I released, once I was able to open, allow, and receive, which is part of the teachings, part of the message. So I share this with you today to just know what's possible and to know that sometimes we need to release and let go, get to this place of absolute allowance, of allowing, so that we can receive the very thing that we most need and then share it with others. So blessings to you. I'll be sharing more and more videos. I'm just delighted to be able to share this wisdom that has been received and is flowing through me to you. May it support you in all ways.